Jabra are back. They've just released two brand new earbud models, the flagship Elite 10 and the sports-focused Elite 8 Active. They're the best Jabra earbuds yet and put them right back up there with the market leaders. Jabra used to be a major player. Their Elite 65T and then later the 75T were ahead of most of the competition when they came out. But the rest of the market caught up and then pulled ahead, in particular with sound quality. And I don't think their recent Elite 7 Pro or any of the many others in their recent confusing lineup have had quite the same impact. These new earbuds though bring some crucial improvements that I think can see them challenging at the top again. So we're going to get into all of the key differences between them and also how they compare to the strong competition we have in 2023. Firstly, I want to commend Jabra for their environmentally friendly packaging. You get a particularly stripped back version of the box when you order from Jabra.com, and it's amazing that in 2023 so many companies aren't doing this. So good job Jabra. Charging cases first then, and these appear identical in size and features between the 10 and 8 Active. They support wireless charging and a new addition in an LED indicator on the inside to show the earbuds charging level. The outer LED is for the case's battery. I'd still consider these to be pocket-sized, but if you look at how they compare to previous cases, they are considerably bigger. This is likely due to the battery improvement though. You still get up to 8 hours on a single charge with the Elite 10, but now an extra 6 hours in total with the charging case. For the 8 Active, we actually get 14 hours in a single charge and then 56 hours in total in the case. That is massive. I'm not sure why exactly the Active model lasts so much longer, but that is one of the best battery lives I've ever seen in a pair of earbuds. Obviously using ANC will lower this, but the battery life is still great and this is the first key difference between the two. I made sure to actually test the battery life out and ensure it lives up to Jabra's claims, and indeed it does. In fact, the Elite 10 even far surpassed their 8-hour claim and I was listening well above 50% volume. The earbud design is different as well. The 10s are slightly larger, but also have an all-new shape and a new, softer and more grippy outer texture. The 8 Active continue a similar shape design to what we've seen before, and once again offer a tougher silicon exterior with Jabra's Shake Grip technology. As a result, the Actives deliver a secure fit in the ear even without wingtips, and I tested this with both running and lying down on a workout bench. Now, it's not the tightest and most secure fit I've ever experienced, but to achieve this with no wingtips is impressive. They have a familiar fit and feel to the 7 Pro, or even more so the 7 Active because of the grippy silicon texture. They do feel a tiny bit larger, or at least they have more contact points in the ear, which should further improve the fit. The interesting thing about the Elite 10 design is that it more closely resembles the Elite 85T in terms of the fit. Not only do we have these similar oval-shaped ear tips as opposed to round, but these also don't plug deep into your ear canal, as has been the case with the 75T, the 7 Pro, and to some extent the new 8 Active as well. They have a more gentle seal, just like the 85T. It's almost like a semi-open design, and I personally much prefer this because it's more comfortable but you still get a good seal in the ear. Of course it depends on your particular ear shape, but I personally don't find that the 8 Actives fit that much more securely. The 10s stay in my ears just fine, but offer me better comfort. The 8 Active comfort is good, but the 10s is great. Both earbuds have in-ear pressure relief too, which is always great to have. Of course, the fit isn't the only factor for workouts, and not only will the 8 Active's longer batteries suit ultra-long workouts, but the earbuds have greater durability too. The Elite 10 offer an already excellent IP57 rating. That's for dust ingress, and you can submerge them underwater. But the 8 Active go even further by offering an industry-leading IP68 rating for even greater dust and water protection. Plus there's an IP54 protection on the charging case as well. So although they look identical, the 8 Active case is actually more durable. The earbuds have undergone military-grade testing, including thermal and shock testing, and Jabra are claiming these to be the world's toughest earbuds, which I'm inclined to believe from my experience so far. The Active's tougher enclosure changes the controls. The physical button is located underneath the rubber exterior, and as such it is a bit more tough to press. The Elite 10's button is more obvious, especially with this two-tone finish. Thanks to the shape designs though, you don't press the ear tip into your ear canal when using the controls, so physical buttons work well here, especially for workout earbuds, and you do get more precise control than what touch controls offer you. Plus, if you've got sweaty or rain-soaked hands, then these controls are going to serve you a lot better. It makes sense that lots of people prefer a physical button. The control customization is really in-depth too, not just for the music controls, but there are separate controls for phone calls, and even the wearing detection has some cool extra features. For instance, you can have automatic answering of calls simply by putting the earbuds in. You can have phone calls mute when you remove one, and you can choose whether activating Hear Through, Jabra's transparency mode, will mute your music or let it continue playing. Combining this with hands-free Hey Google support, and you're looking at a really great control system all round. Most of the connectivity features return, but the biggest improvement is the upgrade to the latest Bluetooth 5.3, so these are Bluetooth Low Energy ready. Otherwise, we still have Google Fast Pair for instant Android setup, Swift Pair for instant Windows setup, and there's 2-device multi-point as well. Spotify Tap also returns, and as I said, we get hands-free Google Assistant support. The one slight downgrade is there's no more Alexa integration. Now, for the noise cancellation, Jabra makes it clear that the Elite 10 has superior performance with their advanced ANC, whilst the 8 Active has their adaptive hybrid ANC. So you can expect the performance difference to be like the 85T versus the 7 Pro. The 8 Active's ANC is significantly improved from the predecessors though, comfortably beating the 7 Active and Pro, and even beats big names like Sony's LinkBuds S and Technic's AZ60 Mark II. It's really good performance, especially for Jabra's supposed second tier of ANC. And then you've got the Elite 10, and I was hoping these could finally challenge Jabra's clear ANC winner, the 85T, and I actually think the new model just about beat them. It is very close, I went back and forth a few times, but the new 10s have better low-end cancellation, and that's what sealed the deal. They'll be better on a flight, for example. The only sad part is there's no adjustment slider for the ANC with either new model. It's all just adaptive, but the performance, as I said, is fantastic, and the new Elite 10 even break into the top 4 of all time for ANC. The transparency or hear-through mode is adjustable though, and is pretty good. Slightly clearer with the Elite 10 compared to the 8 Active, but both offer good performance. And it's nice you can choose between voice prompts, tones, or just nothing when switching modes.
I'll talk about the mic quality now with recordings through the earbuds mics. Now, call quality is Jabra's speciality. Their earbuds have consistently ranked at or near the top when it comes to phone calls, but this has been a surprising downgrade. Don't get me wrong, it is still very good. In fact, the isolation in noisy environments is now even stronger. But if I switch over to the 7 Pro, you might hear a little bit more background noise, but the overall clarity is a lot higher. These don't muffle your voice as much, and I think it's because the isolation tech isn't as aggressive. And these actually placed in the top 7 for the mic quality, but the new models don't even break into the top 20. I'll switch over now to the Elite 10s, and hopefully you can hear that drop in quality just to reiterate that point. Now, I heard almost no difference between the 10s and the 8 Active, and there's nothing in the specs to suggest there would be. But if I had to pick a winner, I would say the 10s come out just on top. As I said there, these are both still a good option for phone calls, and there are useful extra features like the auto answering of calls, there's side tone, so you can hear your own voice during the call, and you can even add more bass or treble to the caller's voice. It's just a shame and a bit of a surprise that Jabra can't match the great performance of their previous earbuds.
If that was the trade-off that was required to bring in the new sound quality improvement though, I'll happily take it. I'll start off by mentioning the main new feature though, which is Dolby Audio for the 8 Active and Dolby Atmos for the 10s. So both of these bring forms of spatial audio, but the key difference is that the 10s have head tracking for a slightly more immersive experience. It actually works well on both models though, adding a new dimension to movie and gaming experiences especially, and I do find it works well for instrumental pieces of music. I tend to avoid spatial audio for music though, as it can make vocals a bit echoey, but it's there if you want it. That's the highlight that will dominate Jabra's marketing, but actually the more significant improvement is simply in the quality of the sound. The 10s do have an edge, but even the 8 Active would have been Jabra's best sounding earbuds yet, and by a long way. I mentioned that this was an area of relative weakness for Jabra, but not anymore. Against the 7 Pro for instance, there's now improved clarity, vocals are cleaner, the treble is more distinctive, it's a night and day difference. The Elite 10s have 10mm drivers as opposed to 6, and they take the template of the 8 Active and subtly refine it. You can hear greater depth in the low-end frequencies, the sound is a little bit richer and more full. But these aren't bass heavy, if anything the balance is even better, and there's perhaps a touch more clarity as well. It's not quite enough to challenge the market leaders, but Jabra are now knocking on the door, whereas the previous models simply couldn't compete. I know the audiophiles will be deterred by a lack of a high-res codec, but these earbuds, the Elite 10 in particular, sound great. It's one of the biggest improvements over a predecessor I've seen with earbuds. I should also mention that you get a fairly basic but custom EQ along with some preset options, and Jabra also has this soundscapes feature which offers some high quality ambient and white noise sounds in the app. The Elite 8 Active come in at just under $200, a $20 increase over the previous 7 Active, whereas the Elite 10 are Jabra's most expensive earbuds yet at just under $250. It's understandable given the spec and feature upgrade, and these are clearly flagship earbuds and therefore come with flagship prices. As for whether you should get the 8 Active or the 10s, well, it should be obvious. If your priority is sports, you're going to want the Active model. They're incredibly durable, have an amazing battery life, and they're probably going to stay in your ears a bit better. Also, you can easily justify the $20 price increase over the 7 Active. These are far superior earbuds. But for basically everyone else, the Elite 10s are the clear winner. You get stronger ANC, higher quality sound, and for me the deal breaker is the improved comfort. For me, those things justify the price difference, especially since they stay in my ears really well anyway, and let's face it, the IP57 protection rating would be considered great in any other pair of earbuds. $250 is a lot to spend on earbuds, but these actually compare pretty favourably against the competition when you consider the all-round performance. The Elite 10 are currently occupying my number 3 spot overall, narrowly avoiding second, and there's some fierce competition. They don't quite dethrone Technic's AZ80, for instance, but then again those do cost $50 more, so Jabra are well worth considering. The slight drop in the mic quality perhaps takes away the icing on the cake, but there's no denying what a substantial upgrade this is for Jabra earbuds. The all-round performance and feature set is great, as is the app experience. They offer physical button controls, which can actually be hard to find in flagships these days, and it's nice to see them competing back at the top again. As I said, Jabra are back. What do you guys think about these earbuds though? Were there any missing features you wanted to see, and if you've bought a pair already, then let me know what you think. If you're new to the channel, there's a bunch of other earbud and headphones reviews you may want to check out, and for my iPhone people, my videos on the new 15 series are coming next, so stay tuned for those. If you found this video helpful, then please give it a like to let me know, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you actually get notified when new videos go live, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon.